Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's performance from Norup International School, the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade band's spring concert. We're very excited to have you with us tonight. On stage in front of you, you're looking at the Norup International 6th grade band. We've prepared a very exciting program for you, and the students have worked hard. This first piece is called Rock to the Max, Mr. Sax, and while it features our saxophone section and melody, you're going to hear a great number of our students come up and play their first 12-bar blues solos. So we worked in class on what a blues scale is, what some of the style of blues music was, how there's a pattern that comes along with it. And some of these very brave students prepped a couple of solos for you this evening. They're going to come up and be featured. So we're very excited to perform for you Rock to the Max, Mr. Sax. How about our fantastic blues musicians in the Norup 6th grade? Great job, guys. The next piece on our program for you is an old sea shanty. There was a ship back in the 1800s that was sailing from America back to Europe, and it was carrying basic supplies and all the fancy new things that we had in the New World. And it vanished mid-trip. No one heard from it, they had no idea where it was. And mysteriously, about 18 months after it had failed to reach its European destination, it was found by another crew. And the crew of the new ship walked on board, and to their amazement, no one was there. It was completely abandoned, almost as if they had just vanished. So there were many rumors of what kind of mystical things or real things may have happened, but it led to a great ghost tale. And we hope you enjoy this next piece, Ghost Ship. Now, on that piece, you could hear the toll of the ship's bell, and that is created on our brand new Berkley Instrumental Boosters money raised and gifted set of chimes from Musser. So yeah, Gabe is playing on a brand new set to the tune of $5,200. That's quite fantastic. We're very excited to have such a supportive community, and we try to feature as much of that new stuff as we can. Our final piece on this evening's program for the 6th grade band is The Tempest. We hope you enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this evening's concert performance. On stage in front of you is a 7th grade band from Norup International. And before they play, we have one of the members, Mr. Zach Torrance, is going to provide you an original piano composition. Mr. Zach Torrance, everybody. Seated on stage in front of you is our 7th grade band from Norup International. These students are in their 3rd year of playing, 2nd year of playing 5 days a week. They've come an incredibly long way this year, and I'm very excited to share with you some of the fun music we've been playing. We're going to kick things off with a bit of Elvis. This is the king of rock and roll. Featured on that Love Me Tender solo was Miss Annie Cintron. The next piece we're going to play for you is of the traditional band repertoire. So this is a piece that is an ABA form, so it goes fast, has a slow lyrical section, and then speeds up again. This piece of music is one that we most often find when we're really trying to teach the strong skills that have been developed in bands since the military, and they became part of our public education system. The students this year, for the first time, went to Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association's Concert Band Festival. So this experience is one unlike anything they've experienced in 5th or 6th grade band. They go to a beautiful auditorium. This year we traveled up to Brighton, and we performed for 3 adjudicators who listened to 3 pieces that we had prepared and wrote down comments. Then a 4th adjudicator actually came up on stage and was able to give our musicians some different ideas and information that they may have not heard that way before, and they were able to benefit from that. From there, we went into the sight reading room where they got a completely brand new piece of music that they have never seen before, and they played it after 5 minutes of looking at it, not playing their instrument, just looking at it and working it out as we had to read that text down and figure out, okay, what do all these symbols mean? And it really shows their musical literacy. And after all that, they medaled. They earned a Division II rating, which is an excellent rating. They earned red medals that were distributed in class just a couple weeks ago. And they came back as one of the bands that upheld the tradition of earning a medal at MSBOA Festival coming from Norup International. So we're very proud of what they did there. If your student hasn't talked to you about it, ask them, because it was a wonderful experience. And this piece is right in that vein and that style of music. We hope you enjoy David Schaefer's Mount Hood Portrait. On that, we had solos on flute, Becca, trumpet, Patrick, and Brent. Our last piece for you is one that the students picked out as we went through and finished our all-city band concert with Anderson Middle School, and we played some fantastic big literature there. We then came back and said, okay, what do we want to do for fun? What's exciting? And of course, nothing is more exciting and interesting than Ozzy Osbourne. So we hope you enjoy the final piece on the 7th grade program of tonight's concert, Crazy Train. All right, welcome to our final portion of tonight's concert featuring the 8th graders of Norup International. The piece you just heard was a concert march. We used this piece as sight reading practice when we were getting ready for a festival, and it was just a big maze with different signs and where to go back to, and a very challenging path to make it through. But the students really liked it and said, can we hang on to this one for later? So we did, and that was the Ticonderoga Concert March by Forceblad. Next, we're very excited to perform for you a student selection. This one I really enjoyed because it kind of tied into Ghost Ship that the 6th grade played earlier, so I was able to talk about some commonalities between those pieces and let each group hear the other after some recordings. And we hope you enjoy Jack Sparrow's Pirates of the Caribbean. Now we're to almost the very final piece of our concert, and at this point I just want to take a second and offer a big thank you first and foremost to all the musicians in tonight's program and all the musicians at Norup International. We have a very great group of students, very smart group of students, as Gordy had mentioned, but they're also a wonderful cross-mix of the student population. We have many student athletes, many students who participate in robotics, many students who succeed academically, and of course many creative minds. So that kind of culture that you create within a program is wonderful, and we can really bend bend our boundaries and expand our comfort zones and borrow and steal ideas from those around us. So I've learned hopefully as much from these students as they've learned from me. And yeah, a big thank you to the student musicians. Very appreciated. And of course, as was mentioned before, the administration is fantastic. We have a lot of interesting things that we're able to do here as far as building our program at the middle school, incorporating the middle school with the high school, using the facilities across the district, and especially building the bond between the schools. This year we had 2 opportunities where Anderson and Norup students were able to both become a mass band and perform with each other, which is so important because that's who comes to the high school their freshman year, is we really see all of them. So we're very fortunate to have an administration that allows us to do that and supports us in those ways. And we're very fortunate to have the community support. Part of the big bond issue that the community passed that we're so grateful for is affecting this hallway and this band room right next to the auditorium, as well as the auditorium. And it really benefits our students, especially even over at Norup. We're getting construction there. So all these things and facilities, they create an environment that is conducive to learning. And when you feel like you're in a safe, clean, and current place to be, then you're able to focus on learning as much as you possibly can. And that's important. So thank you to them. Thank you to the parents. We have many parents who helped out tonight that you could see at the 50-50 as far as selling tickets, and thank you to those of you that purchased tickets as well. We also have parents who help our students look so dapper and handsome on stage. They help us fit the jackets to each of our students at the beginning of the year, and these students use them at concert performances and when we go and represent our school and our community at festivals. So any parents that helped out this fall or are helping out tonight with uniform distribution and return, would you please stand and get a big round of applause, because you guys will not get that enough. Thank you so much. And on that note, when your students, before your students exit the band room or orchestra room, they should not be wearing their jacket. They will have turned it into one of these amazing parents on their way out. So thank you very much. And finally, I want to continue a tradition at Norup International, where one of our outgoing 8th graders is awarded the Outstanding Musician. And when I think of an outstanding musician, there is obviously the musical chops component to it. Can they play? Can they read? Can they create and compose? And we have many students in this ensemble that have done that. That's why this entire ensemble is able to go to festival and force a judge to tell them something that we hadn't talked about yet. They got past all the things that we had learned in class and said, okay, we're gonna make you work. And so many students are like that in this group. It was very challenging for me to try to consider, and I've been hemming and hawing for the last 3 weeks, trying to really watch and see which students might fit that bill. And in addition to having those innate and developed abilities, those practical abilities of playing, reading, and creating music, these students that I've chosen also demonstrated a great way of teaching and sharing music with those around them. And I just did give away, I guess, I couldn't pick one, so I picked 2. These students have worked out collaborating and going to solo and ensemble festivals. They have worked on going to mass bands and honors bands and really working outside of themselves and working with a large group. And I keep saying that word working because music is work. It's not just fun. And if it was easy, everyone would do it. But we have a very high clientele who perform and play and keep working in our schools. So, representing the Norup International School as the recipients of the Outstanding Musician Award, please congratulate Ethan Hurwitz and William Dudek. Congratulations, gentlemen. So these guys will have their name engraved on a plaque that hangs in the band room, and yeah, they'll remember it for generations. We're very excited now to conclude tonight's performance with another student selection, one of the many that we sight read, and we said we like this. And it should also be a medley of classics that we hope you all recognize and enjoy. This is Highlights from Shrek 2. Thank you so much for coming out for tonight's concert. Student